And so for me, I knew a 9 to 5 for me, I couldn't do that every day and be happy, right? And so it was either like go and to me that was dying, right? It was go and die on the altar of having a stable income, or jump out the window and see where this takes you, right? And I think that's where a lot of people are afraid to chase their dreams. It's because of sacrifice. Again, I had to work 2 jobs sometimes plus train, in order to make things happen. But again, if you stay consistent with it and you really believe like this is what you're supposed to be doing, eventually like it'll flip, right? Eventually you'll make it happen.
That's good stuff, man.
Many people are stuck in the place that they're in largely because of the fact that they're not around people that challenge them. And it's not that they don't know those people don't challenge them, it's that they're scared to be alone.
I am going to make a personal commitment to execution over perfection.
Right now, my company is making, over $200,000 a month.
If you give me a piece of music, what am I going to play? And you put that same, piece of music or elements of music in the hands of Michael Jackson, what is that going to create? Little becomes much when you place it in the hands of the master.
Welcome to another edition of Believers Breathe, the podcast where the aim is to help people embrace self-awareness, self-confidence, and self-worth. I sit down with brilliant business leaders, entrepreneurs like this guy, who have accomplished a lot, not just because of their skills, but because of their mind and their mindset. And so I'm excited about today's episode with this guy who has graced all of our social medias, our magazines, our world of fitness. Unless you've been under a rock, I'm sure you've heard this guy's name, but I'm going to let him introduce himself.
Yeah, man. My name is Gerell Webb, the Gerell Webb on all social media platforms. I'm a fitness entrepreneur, athlete, all that great stuff, man. However you want to define me, I'll take it.
You'll take it. Well, that's good, man. I hate to start in this place, but I was introduced to you during the pandemic.
Yeah.
And so
a lot of people were.
Yeah. I was very interested to see how you approach that time and space in fitness, because I think it's obviously a place we've never been before.
Yeah.
And I had a good friend of mine that was like, hey, this guy is doing these free virtual workouts. And I was like, free and virtual in this space is like something I never really heard before.
Yeah.
And so I'm interested to know what prompted you to do that and kind of galvanize people at such a time is that?
I think the biggest thing was, one, I was bored, right? We were all stuck in the house and gyms were closed. And it was just people just need something to do. Like, I knew I wasn't the only one. And so I just started logging in and doing these workout classes, and then they started to catch steam. Then after that, it was just like, I just want to give people something. Because at that point, like, you had everybody suffering from something, right? Whether it was they were alone, they were depressed, people were overeating. It was just a snowball effect. So I was like, okay, my job as a leader in the industry is to make sure that the people, the masses, are taken care of. And then there was no other time that you would be able to get literally the world's attention. You know what I mean? Like, everybody was at home with nowhere to go. And so if I say, yo, every day at 12:30 we're gonna log in and do a free workout, most people are gonna take that time. If nothing else, and then just to watch what the workout looks like. You know what I mean? Even if they're not doing it.
So I think that's an interesting perspective, and I kind of want to rewind back to the way that you grew up, and why or how you developed the mindset to say, I don't want to just make sure I'm good, but one thing you mentioned is I wanted to make sure the people around me were good.
Yeah.
They were able to get to a place of building self-esteem, kind of let off steam in a place of in time and history that we may never visit again.
Yeah.
So how did you develop that mindset? Is it something that is just that's who you are, or is it your upbringing?
I would say, see all the above on both of those things. My mother definitely raised me to be a giver. We were always raised to give back. Regardless, we didn't have the most. You know what I mean? But even what we had, we were taught to give back. And then even as a Christian, I'm not sure, if you know what this podcast is, whether you believe or not, but I'm a Christian. So as a Christian, I mean, our job, you got to believe that your calling is not for you, it's for somebody else. It's to give to the world, right? So I think the old saying is, once you figure out your gift, is to give it away, and that's what we do.
That's interesting. He so gracefully said, "I'm not sure if you a Christian, but I am."
Okay,
I like that.
.
But I am. So thank you for expressing that faith. So that's good to know. That's good to know, because in a place and time like the pandemic, when people can log in at 12:30, get this workout, I do think it was something that lifted spirits. And something that a lot of people don't know is, I believe March 27th, my wife was furloughed from her job.
Wow.
And so she was participating in some of those workouts because of the connections that people made.
Yeah.
And so just having that as an opportunity, as an outlet, was crucial, not only for people around Nashville, but even in my family.
Yeah, dope.
So, like, you never know. You never know
man.
what you're doing and how you're impacting
man.
people. So that's huge. I am interested to know how and why fitness. How did that journey start for you?
So I was ex-athlete. I've always enjoyed working out.
Okay.
I was never the biggest, fastest, or strongest, but I was always the one who would not get outworked.
Yep.
So that was just one of those things that's always been in me. And then after I was done with the game, or the game was done with me, however you want to look at it.
Which game? What did you
I
do?
played football.
Okay.
However you want to look at it, I started working with other people, trying to help them get in shape. And then that just kind of turned into what it is now.
So I think a lot of people try to make that transition from being an athlete and just naturally or organically, the first thing they gravitate to is, I'm gonna work out, or I'm gonna help other people work out.
And see, I was actually the opposite, man.
Really?
I had no desire to be a personal trainer or fitness at all. Cause you gotta think like now it's saturated, it's personal trainers everywhere, but the only people that I knew in fitness then was like Billy Blanks and Richard Simmons. You know what I mean?
What year? Did you?
I mean, this was like 06, 08, something like that. I think I started in 08.
So before it really got popular.
Before it got for real popular. You know what I mean? Like, and then I was just dabbling. You know what I mean? It was a side hustle. Like, I'll help you, $20 or whatever, or free, or, whatever. Like, the first person I ever trained, I trained him for free. And it was just because I was trying to stay in shape for football. And she knew I was going to the gym, and she was like, "Yo, can you help me? Yeah, can you help me?" And I was like, "I guess. I don't know. I'll just take you through these old football workouts with me."
Dang. So when did it actually evolve, and you said, "You know what? This is something that could be a credible business, and I'm gonna make it happen."
Yeah. So it was actually her idea. She ended up losing 60 pounds with me, right? And she was like, "Yo, I don't know how you gonna make this happen, but I feel like this is what you're supposed to be doing." And sometimes, it takes people to point that stuff out to you, because you're like so, oblivious to it, and you're looking at, what you think you should be doing instead, or what you can make money at instead. And so once she pointed it out, I started to try to figure out how I can do it and make money. If I'm being honest, like, how can I do this and still live, right? And then so just took a leap of faith and decided to go ahead and jump in with it, man. That leap of faith takes you a lot of different places, whether it's working a couple of jobs while you're, training during the day or whatever. But eventually it grows, if you stay consistent with like anything else.
So that's the place that I want to dig into for a second, because I feel like a lot of people, if not most, get to a place to where I have this gift that is kind of pulling me in one direction.
Yeah.
But I also have life. I got bills. I got kids. I got things I want to take care of.
Yep.
And somewhere in between, people like yourself either decide, I'm going to go with this thing, or it's like, that seems a little bit much. Let me continue to just do life. And like people say, a lot of ideas are just in the graveyard because they never really manifest.
Yeah.
So if it's anything outside of faith that is practical, that people can hold on to, that allowed you to start going, what would you say that thing was in that moment?
Man, I didn't want to die full of potential. Like, I think that was, if I'm being 100% honest, like, my thing, like, being an athlete, like, if you were ever an athlete and you want to go, like my dream, you can ask anyone who's ever known me since I was 7 years old, was to play in the NFL, right? That was my dream. That was my tunnel vision. That's all. I didn't have a plan B. That was it. And so if you've ever given yourself to something like that, right, and then you're empty because your goal isn't achieved, right? By if you're not in the league by 24, you're old now. You know what I mean? So, but you still have the rest of your life to live, and so you're trying to figure out, okay, now what's next? And so for me, I knew a 9 to 5 for me, I couldn't do that every day and be happy, right? And so it was either like go and to me that was dying, right? It was go and die on the altar of having a stable income, or jump out the window and see where this takes you, right? And I think that's where a lot of people are afraid to chase their dreams, is because of sacrifice. Again, I had to work 2 jobs sometimes plus train, you know, in order to make things happen. But again, if you stay consistent with it and you really believe like this is what you're supposed to be doing, eventually like it'll flip, right? Eventually you'll make it happen.
That's good stuff, man. That's good stuff. So when you think about maintaining that consistency, do you think that is, I guess, the one key that allows all of us to eventually be successful in the thing?
That's the only thing.
Yeah?
Consistency is the only thing, man. Because think about how many people you know who are probably less talented than you, or you know you feel like you have a greater calling or whatever. It's people in the fitness space right now who aren't even trained. They just did it because it was room for it, right? It was like, oh, I can make quick money doing this. But they were consistent with whatever their messaging was, right? And so the difference between the person who makes it and the person that doesn't is one of them kept going, right? And so if you're consistent with it and you keep showing up and you keep doing it every day, it has to work eventually. It's just how it works, right? You don't lose until you quit, and if you never quit, you can't lose. And so if you just keep showing up and trying to figure out, okay, that didn't work, so let me try it this way, right? It's all lessons. Like if you take the lesson and figure it out, okay, that didn't work, let me try it this way. At some point, it's gonna click, and then you're off to the races.
And so when it clicked for you, you went from doing something completely out of passion and charging this young lady $20 free, whatever it was, to I'm gonna do this full time and I'm gonna make a living from it.
Yeah.
How did you get comfortable charging for the thing that you're passionate about?
I think you have to know your worth, man. Right? I think that's that. So there's a difference between being good at something and then being in business with something, right? Those are two different things. There are a lot of people that are good at stuff, but they're not good at business. And so once you figure out, I had a mentor who showed me the business side of it. And whenever you're good at something, you have to be willing to charge what you're worth, whether that's putting carpet in, whether that's painting. For me, training. If you know that you're good at it, then you have to charge what you're worth. That's just what it boils down to, man. And understanding that if people can't afford you, then that they aren't your people.
That's good.
Those aren't your people, right? So I don't get caught up in, such and such is charging this, or they're running the special.
Ain't got nothing to do with me.
They ain't got nothing. Exactly. They don't have nothing to do with me. This is what I charge. If you want to be here with me, then this is what you'll pay. And so that for me that creates a little sexy exclusiveness anyway. You know what I mean? Like, okay, everybody can't train with me, and that's cool. I'm all right with that.
And so what would you say is the thing for you? You mentioned it's a saturated space. What is it about the way you train or the mindset that you build within clients that makes you different? What allows you to charge what you charge?
Yeah. So it's for me. It's bigger than fitness. It's bigger than personal training. My goal. Okay, so I said I'm a Christian earlier, but I'm also a Christian that curses a lot. So I'll say this, and this is what I always say. My goal is to remind you who the fuck you are, right? And I do that by having you do hard things. And because when you do hard things and you see that, oh snap, I can do hard stuff, that's confidence, right? And so many times we forget how badass we really are, right? And so, because whether it's just life or whether it's, life beats us up, and we all have stuff, we all go through stuff in life and you're down, But then when you do something, when you go and you have some achievement, you're able to check a box, then some of that confidence starts to build, right? And so my whole thing is just rebuilding you, right? Like giving you real confidence, not like a false bravado of I'm all that or anything like that, but no, confidence of if something happens, right, in life, I'm already prepared for it because I've done hard stuff before. And so when that clicks, like, oh, I can do hard things, that might be in the gym on a deadlift because I'm screaming at you, you can do hard shit. Or when you're in a meeting and you know it's a timeline, you're back against the wall, and now you hear my voice saying, oh, I can do hard stuff. And so you press in and you get it done. So I think that's what separates me from everyone else. This is bigger than fitness. If I'm honest, it has nothing to do with fitness. It's just the vehicle.
So let me ask you this question. There's a lot of things that you can do in the gym.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cool movements that you see. You talked about the comparison of gym and life. If there was one exercise in the gym that you said this is most comparable to life, what would you say that is?
Man, I gotta go with the deadlift. I gotta go with deadlifts because there's zero movement, there's zero momentum, and you're literally starting from the bottom, and you have to use every muscle in your body to move this weight, right? So every muscle is engaged, and that's what life is. When you really are trying to create momentum in life or do something great in life, you got to be all in. You can't half-ass a deadlift, or you're gonna get hurt. I mean, you can, but you're gonna get hurt, right? But if you go in, you go all in, and you commit to the lift, you'll see how easy it really is, right? And a lot of the times, just like life, it can be intimidating because you see all the weight on the bar and you're like, man, I can't lift this. If you commit to the lift, you'll see that the bar moves when you tell it to. And that's just same thing with life. It moves when you tell it to, right? And that's just part of it, yeah.
That's good. That's good.
It's a great question, man. I've never been asked that before. I like that question.
And so as you think through, I guess, when you talk about making or helping people realize that they can do hard things, the military says we're going to break you down in order to build you up.
Yeah.
Do you take that same approach to where it's like I need to actually undo the way this person thinks when they come to me, and then we can build out this lion go get it mindset? Or am I going to take them where they are and go up from there?
Yeah, I don't feel a need to break you. I feel a need to remind you, right? Because who you are is who you are, right? Like by the time you come to me, you've already had victories in life. By the time you come to me, you've already had losses in life, right? And now it's just a matter of who you think you are with both of those things. If we're honest, you know what I mean? We've all had more victories than we've had losses because we're still here, right? And so, but a lot of times we focus on the losses so much, or it could be the big loss, right? It could be that one, like I said, I didn't make it to the league. And so I could have focused on that one big loss for the rest of my life. Like, oh man, I'm a loser. I didn't make it. I didn't, I don't have what it takes, and have that attitude towards everything else in life. Or I can flip the switch and say, yo, okay, that's just one door that's closed, but we got all these other doors that we can still see what's behind us. And, God has a plan for all of us. And sometimes his plan, for me, I feel like football was just a vehicle and an avenue to prepare me for what I'm doing now, because it gave me so much education, right? I was able to see stuff and be around some of the best strength coaches in the world, be trained by some of the best people in the world, go to some of the best facilities in the world. And then I got all that information and knowledge, and now I'm able to give that back to my clients, right? Where most people, you don't get to see that kind of stuff.
Where'd you play?
I played at MT, and then I went to Canada, and then I went to Georgia for a little bit. Yeah.
Okay.
Went down
I played my
down
freshman year at MT.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know if did you play with Jeremy Kellum?
Jeremy was on his way in when I was on my way out, I think.
Gotcha. What about Ivan Hickman?
No, Ivan wasn't there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Two good buddies of mine
Okay.
that played there. But yeah, I went there my freshman year, and then I transferred to TSU.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that. You went to Little Blue. Okay, it's okay, man. It's okay,
Big
man.
Blue
It's
Nation.
okay, man.
So as we get to like the nitty gritty of fitness,
Yeah.
I kind of want to walk and give people some free lessons.
Yeah.
Obviously you have the services that you charge for, but I'm gonna try to give y'all some free stuff.
Some
all right?
exclusive stuff. Here we go, baby. Let's go.
Let's say you have a person that comes to you with these fitness goals. They're not the person that normally works out.
Okay.
But
Those
they
are my
have
favorite
this,
people.
Yes, they got this body that they see.
Uh-huh.
It ain't the body they got,
Right.
but it's the body they see.
Yeah.
What is step one for that person? What should they do?
Commit. Right. The first question I ask in my consultations are, I ask you what your goals are, right? And then I guess it's the second question. What are you willing to do to get to that goal? And now that's up to you, right? Like, if you're willing to commit and do what it takes to lose 100 pounds or 50 pounds or 20 pounds or whatever it is, then we're good to go, right? But if you're not, if you still want to go out and drink and kick it and all that stuff, then maybe you're not ready to lose 20 pounds. It's a good look, right? Because you see it like it's a dream, but everybody wants it, but are you committed to getting it? You know, it's no difference than, wanting to become a millionaire. Like, what are you willing to do to become a millionaire? Can't go and shop every week. You know what I mean? You can't blow your savings every month if you want to. Like, there has to be something, right?
Yep.
That's some sacrifice.
And then if that person says, well, let me ask you this. When you ask them about that commitment and they say, yeah, but I don't know about 2 days a week or 3 days a week or whatever you're asking them to commit to.
Yeah.
Do you ever tell people this won't be a good fit for you?
All the time. All the time. Because I'm past the point of just taking people's money, right? I'm past the point of just like, I'm trying to get people to sign up so I can get some money. I think it's a relationship, right? I don't want to be stressed anymore because you're going to stress me out if you're not committed, right? Because I want results. If you come in and you train with me, who you telling everybody you train with?
Gerell,
Yeah, so you telling everybody you train with me, you not getting results. That don't look good for me, right? And so it's a reciprocity here. It's a give and take from both of us that you have to do your part, I have to do my part. So if I don't feel like you're ready or I feel like you're committed, then it's really no point in moving forward.
We might need to talk later.
Yeah. When you're ready, let me know. I'm here. Like, I'm not going nowhere. Let me know. I'm here. Like, when you're ready, like, when you for real ready, let me know. And a lot of times when you say that to people, because because it's a business, they feel like they're in charge of it, right? Because I'm paying you, so I'm in charge, right? And that's not how this works, right? That's not how it works at all. Like, I care less about the money, right? If you're not getting the results, then you're messing up the rest of my money. So what you're paying me ain't nothing compared to what I could be making by people seeing the results.
That's good. Dang, I never really thought about it like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's how you have to, like, in business, you have to understand, like, this is like McDonald's, right? So it's not, is it have it your way or is that Burger King? It's one of those. One of those is have it your way, right?
I ain't ate either in a long time.
I mean, either, but that's why I don't remember. But this isn't that kind of business, right? Yeah. We're in the service industry, right? But my job is to provide you with results, right? And if you're not willing to do what it takes to get the results, there's no point of us even taking that first step together.
And they'll be told somebody, he ain't
doing, yeah. I've been going in for 6 months. He ain't getting over it. Because they're not going to tell them that what they doing. They're going to say what I'm not doing. And so that's not fair to me.
And so after they decide to make that commitment and you guys start the journey, are you getting like these baseline numbers of, let me see what you got? Or is it like, I'm going to ease you into this thing?
No, so what we do is actually we throw you in head first. So what I do, like, during your consultation is a workout as well.
Okay.
And so we only sit down and talk for like 5 minutes and make sure you don't have no injuries, nothing like that. The actual consultation happens during the workout, right? Because you can't, I like to talk to people when they're tired. You're yourself when you're tired, you're hungry, and you're out of breath, right? That's your wife. When she got an attitude, what's wrong?
Yeah.
I'm hungry.
Yeah.
That's it. Well, just tell me you're hungry, right? Yeah. We could have been when you got something to eat, but you get, that's when you are who you really are. When you're sleepy, that's who you are when you are. When you're out of breath, right? SOB, short of breath.
Yep.
That's when you are who you really are. So you gonna BS me if we just sit down talking like this right now. If I ask you the same question when we out here and you out of breath, you're gonna tell me the truth because your filter's gone, right? Because you just trying to breathe. And so that's what I want to see. And not only that is, one of my sayings is show me who you are, right? I say it to all my clients, even still now. If something's heavy or something's getting hard, show me who you are. Because when you're tired, it's who you really are. Are you going to keep pressing? Are you going to dial back? Are you going to go in survival mode where I'm not going to push myself because I think I'm going to die? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I want to see who you are, and that's how we know if it's a good fit or not. If you're willing to push yourself, then cool. I can dial you back, right? I can say, hey, that's all right, take a little break right here, right? And so Well, I always have what we call a fight or flight workout. And I tell them, I give them up front, okay, your fight or flight workout is going to be hard, all right? It's designed to be hard because I want to see where you are and I want to see who you are. I don't want you to think every day is going to be like this, because it's not. I just want to see what your baseline is and if you're willing to go past that, right? And that'll tell me how to program for you, right? Because I don't want to waste a week or two trying to figure it out. I mean, we still will probably, right? Because we still trying to figure out, what you really can do versus what you really want to do. But that first workout is going to show me everything I need to know about you.
That's good.
Yeah.
You got to sink or swim.
Sink or swim, right?
In the fire.
Yeah.
Day one.
Day one, baby, jumping in.
I like that. I like that. And so I'm sure that you've seen all type of stories. You've seen testimonials, body transformations.
Yeah.
Are there any in particular that jump out to you and like, man, I believed in that person, but that impresses me?
Yeah, so I have a client. She's probably the one right now. I have a client now who she's going for a pro card in the wellness division, right? And so she was, I don't want to say typical, but typical black girl, right? Thick, nice body, whatever. She could literally go either way, right? So you keep this up, you're gonna be over here. You dial in, you could literally have one of the best bodies in Nashville. No lie to you. And so what ended up happening, I told y'all before I'm a Christian, but I cuss a lot. Like I ended up, like I was just tired of it. So I cussed her out one day. I just lost it. I was like, yo, if you stop BSing me and give me 60 days with no BS, I can give you the body you want. 60 days. And if you don't, you're free to do whatever you want, right? If you do everything I tell you for 60 days and this shit don't work, I'm done, right? I'm like, you won, right? And so she was like, all right, cool. Because, I mean, she would come in, she worked hard. Now, don't get me wrong, she worked hard, but she kicked it hard, too. Like, weekends, she's drinking, she's eating. And so we spinning our wheels, right?
Yeah.
But I see the potential in it, right? I literally, like, yo, bro, like, you got it. You just won't, you know what I mean? And so, like I said, I just lost it on one day, and I actually ended up becoming a program. It's called 60 Days No BS. It's one of my programs that I sell now. But anyway, she ended up leaning in, and she got amazing results, right? And then once she saw what her body, because she's never seen a body like that before. She wasn't an athlete or anything like that, and so she's never seen her body that well, that well in shape. And so she saw it, and she was like, yo, actually, in the back of my mind, I was thinking, I've seen people compete. I want to compete. What? Right? I had no clue about this. And so I'm like, bet, let's do what we're doing. Like, what we talking about? Let's do it. Let's hit it going. And so her first year competing, man, she won all these shows. She made it to nationals. She ended up getting second place in nationals.
Wow.
So she was one spot away. And I saw the picture, and I'm not saying it because it was my client. It could have went either way. She could have got a pro card literally her first year. She did 3 shows in her first year. So if you know anything about that world, about the competition world, that usually takes years, bro, to get a pro card. So she literally did 3 shows, right? And she made it to nationals, and it could have went either way. She lost. She got second place in the national show. And I was like, see, we could have been here
if
long time ago, right? We could have been here a long time ago. But I still give her a hard time about it, man. But nah, she's right. She's probably one of my favorite, just overall transformation. Yes, the physical transformation happened, but I also saw the mental. Like I saw the mental click where she can go in and work out alone when she needs to. She'll probably end up taking on clients at some point in time whenever she feels confident in that. But yeah, she's rocking it.
So we got people that commit, they survive the fire, they start to work out, they start to see transformation. What happens when that person becomes consistent, body locks in? Is there anything that you're doing to retain these clients, or is it normally like, this is what I got by training, so I'm willing to stay here?
Yeah.
Or do you have to like go above and beyond once people start getting fine and it's like, well, I don't really need training no more?
It's all the above, man. So you have I think it's just the mentality. Like you have people who, again, will get results, and because they get results, they start feeling themselves, so they jump back out there. Like, hey, I'm out here. But then I know 2 months.
You'll be back.
Yeah. Fall, by the time fall hit, you want to have a hot girl summer cool. Time fall hit, you gonna be back because you like, hey, I was tripping, you know.
Yeah.
So I have both of those, man. But you know, that's the game. That's a part of it, man. Like, you know, when you start again, if I became a millionaire, I'm probably gonna have to drive a different car than I am right now. So I'm gonna act a little different, you know, than I act right now. That's part of the game, man. So I don't get so much upset with that part of it because I like it. I like for people to feel themselves, but at the same time, you got to know, like, yo, this ain't gonna last forever. You gotta have some consistency in there.
And they say that abs are made in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Is this true? You talked about I bust my butt in the gym, but then you know, I go out on the weekend, I drink, I eat bad. Is that really true? Do they correlate that much, or is that just like another push to get you to eat healthy?
No, that's the absolute truth. I mean, I can make the argument that what you eat is more important than your actual workout. If aesthetics is what you're going for. So I'll ask you this. I'm gonna flip it on. What's your dream car? Money is a thing. What car would you drive?
Probably a Maybach.
A Maybach. What kind of gas you put in there?
The best, 93 Supreme.
Yeah, got to.
Yeah.
Right? Why? Why haven't you put?
It's gonna break down.
Have you put unleaded in that joint?
Yeah.
Huh?
It's gonna break down.
Right. So what is your body?
It's the same.
Right. So your body needs premium fuel. Right. And so if you're eating trash all the time, it's not gonna run the way. The Maybach can go run the same. It'll go right on 87, but it's gonna sputter along a little bit. It's gonna drive a little rougher than it would if you had premium in there. Same things with your body, right? If food is fuel, that's it, right? Don't get it twisted. Food is literally for performance and to keep you alive, right? We've made it into everything else, and that's part of it as well. Especially in the black community, right? Someone dies, what happens?
Eat.
We're celebrating. What we doing?
Eat.
Right? No matter what life is throwing at us, we're here at the table. We're surrounded by food and drinks. Right? If we're sad, we're eating. If we're happy, let's go get some drinks, bro. Congratulations, you got a promotion back. Let's go get some drinks. Right? So it's all the same. So you have to change your relationship with food and understand that literally, especially when you're going for results, aesthetics, or weight loss, food is fuel. That's it. That's it. That's all it's for.
So when you sit down and you put your plate together, do you like break down all the way to macros and I need this many carbs, this much protein? So
yeah, so it depends on where I'm at in life, right? And I mean, like, am I training for something? Am I off season, quote unquote? Like, I'm just kicking it. When I dial in, yes, I know exactly what my body needs.
that's hard though.
It is, but so it's like it's hard at first. Once you get it, then you got it, right? Because I can sit down and I know exactly what I need to eat right now. And I know, pretty much how much this is going. It's no different than a budget. How much how much does it take to run your household? Right? This is how much money we need to make sure mortgage paid, kids are good, we got grocery, we got gas. Like you see, like all those different boxes that you got to check, and this is what we have left over. If we want more left over, let's look at this whole total of stuff and figure out where we can start taking it from.
Yep.
Your body is the same thing. Your body needs a certain amount of, we call it your BMR, or your resting daily energy expenditure. That's how much your body needs to run, just keep you alive, right? That's a number. Now, how much, whatever that number is, but what's our goal? We need to either eat under that number or we need to add to that number. And
Depending
so,
on if we
depending on
wanna
what your
grow
goal. If you want to grow or you want to, lean out. Yeah.
That's good, man. I like that. So as you think through people creating the entire package, coming to the gym, working out, eating right, fueling their bodies right, like you mentioned.
Yeah.
Does either or seem to be harder than the other? Are people usually tending to work out more frequently and not being able to eat right, or vice versa?
Food is the hardest thing.
It's the hardest.
Food is the hard, I tell people, like, I get an hour with you, right? So let's say even if you came to me every day, that's 5 hours a week. How many hours are in a week? You get 24 hours in a day. I only see you one, right? So that means you got 23 hours to ruin everything I did in that hour, right? That's the hardest part, right? It's going home, because I'm not going to be there with you. I can't go home with everybody and be like, don't eat that. Hey, don't eat that. Hey, think about, you know what I mean? And so that's the hardest part. Food is automatically the hardest part, whether it's getting the meals in, whether it's eating the right things, whether it's saying no when your girls call you and say, hey, let's go out tonight. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's definitely 100% the hardest part is the food.
And thinking about your business, I guess from a holistic point of view, or like driving your business forward, you've obviously been able to do a lot, train a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Are you doing this alone, or do you have a team? Like, are there people behind the business pushing this, or is this like an independent?
I know. I mean, this is just me, bro. I'm a solopreneur, so to speak. Yeah.
Is there a reason why?
Because I'm building more of a brand than a business. Is kind of how I look at it, right? And what that means is that eventually we put our tentacles in some other different things, and not just one-on-one everyday training, right? I heard 50 Cent said, you're not making money until you're making money in your sleep, right? And so that's kind of where we're headed right now.
And so when I hear you talk about building that brand, me just watching, I see that you have some brand connections. I've seen you doing some stuff with some apparel. I'll let you name it. I won't.
Lululemon. Yeah.
Can you talk about that? I think that's an industry or a way that we are able to make money or build brands that our people may not necessarily be privy to, or we haven't been privy to. So can you talk about how that was established, how it started, and exactly like what's happening? Yeah.
So I think like with everything in life, it's about networking and communication, man. Sometimes it's about who you know or who knows you. You know what I mean? It's kind of how I've also heard it put. It's not about who you know, it's about who knows you.
Right.
And so sometimes people will reach out, and so Lululemon reached out about becoming a brand ambassador, and they gave me some clothes, like, yo, try it out. If you like it, cool. If you don't, no pressure, right? Like take it for a spin, work out in it, like do whatever you want in it, and just let me know what you think. Just give us your thoughts. And so I did, and I love the brand. So I'm a Nike head. Like, I've always loved Nike. I'm too loyal to Nike. I'm Nike brand loyal, right? I literally don't own any other shoes besides Nike. Like I promise you not. Even if I like some shoes, I'm like, those ain't Nikes though, so I can't even rock them. And that might be a misstep. If anybody's seeing this, Adidas or Reebok, y'all want to do something, let me know. I'll throw all that stuff away, right? I'll throw it all away. But no, Lululemon reached out, and so workout clothes wise, right? Like actually like what I actually work out in is so much better, right? They have a lot of different technology, like within the clothes, like anti-stink technology. Promise you not, bro. Like if you work out in a shirt a lot, it's gonna have even if you wash it, it's still gonna have a little smell. Like you still can, that smell's still in there. Not down with that.
Really?
Right? And so they have I'm probably not supposed to say this, but it is what it is. I'm gonna give y'all a game. They have like a lifetime warranty on their stuff. So if you wear something and it wears out, you can take it back and they'll replace it.
Oh, wow.
And so remember that when you see the prices, like, yo, okay. It's some stuff that comes along with that. But I promise you, Nike can't stand up to it. The only thing, and I've said this and I'll say it on here, the only thing that Nike does better is shoes and tights. That's it. Anything else is Lululemon.
Really?
No lie to you. I won't lie to you, bro.
Dang.
Yeah.
So thinking about that connection with Lululemon, do you have something in mind of that connection, or are you just kind of seeing where it goes?
Yeah, I'm just seeing where it goes right now. I mean, eventually we'll jump out into the apparel industry. Start with, like the basics, hoodies, workout shirts, different stuff like that, some gloves, wraps, different things like that you can actually work out in, bands, all that great stuff like that. We're going to jump. That'll be soon. That'll be this spring, actually, with the bands and everything like that. So, yeah, as far as that goes, but I don't know if that'll ever be like a main source, right? I really like, leaving that part of the game, the people who are experts at that, I leave that to them, yeah.
And so when I hear all of the things that you're doing in the fitness space, like who you are training, the level of training that they're getting, the brand connections, it's almost a slap in the face when trainers come into the industry and don't really do what they're supposed to do in terms of cultivating mindset, transforming people. Are you offended by that? Is there like this this pride that you hold as a trainer when it comes to this space?
Yeah, absolutely, man. I think with any industry, but definitely the fitness industry, you have people who aren't in it for the right reason. You know what I mean? Whether that's messing with their clients, whether that's not respecting it as a business, and some people just do it as a hustle. We've been honest, like you got the person with a good body, and they say, "Oh, I'm gonna make some money." You know what I mean? They don't know what they're doing. They haven't studied anything, but first thing people are gonna say, "Hey, bro, how you get your?" And you're like, "I charge $20." You know what I mean? Whatever, just to get a hustle in. Yeah. Or a girl with a big booty who sell booty programs online. Like, baby, your mama gave you that. Like, we know that. Everybody know that. Like, you ain't do nothing to do that to get that. But because people sell you on your insecurities, and that's just a part of it. That's the game. And so for me, my rise or my approach has been slower because I wanted to do it the right way. Like I don't want to take advantage of people. I don't want to say detox teas. I don't want to sell you waist trainers. I'm not gonna do that to you. I can take your money. I could, especially, but I feel like when you build your reputation, so that's what people respect you for. And so if I say, yo, this balloon is gonna help you lose weight right now, people gonna buy it because of my reputation. They believe in me now, not because they feel like I'm trying to hustle them, right? And so I think that's the difference because I'm not always trying to sell you something. I'm not always trying to sell you no BS. And so when I speak, it holds more power now. And so if I say, hey, this is the way that's gonna help you get your results, people are like, it gotta be, because he ain't never tried to sell me nothing before. He told me not to buy the detox teas. You know what I mean? He told me not to buy the waist trainer. He told me I was wasting my money. So now if he's saying this is the way, it gotta be the truth, right?
Is this an industry to where like you have to check each other? Like, do you have to check other trainers? They're like, man, don't go over there to him or da da da, and you hear about it. Like, do people go from gym to gym and carry the toxicity of some of the things you talk about?
It happens, but that's more so of a man to man thing to me, or man to woman or whatever, right? So just me and the way I was raised, I don't do disrespect. Yeah. I also don't do the back and forth thing. You know what I mean? And so if I feel like someone said, hey, such and such said whatever, I'm just like, well, they ain't say it to me, so they must don't matter. Now if I start, like, it starts to become a thing, right, where I feel like somebody really won't smoke, then let's have a conversation. Like I ain't on no tough guy shit. You know what I mean? But just like, yo, let's sit down and talk, because obviously you feel like you need to be talking about me, so let's just talk to me about whatever you feel like you need to talk about. And hopefully we can work it out that way. Yeah.
That's good. Man, this was good.
Thank you, man.
You just referenced this balloon. One thing that I do every podcast is I blow this balloon up and I allow my guests to come up with one word or one phrase that they feel like stands in between people and their goals. And so as I blow this up, I want you to think about what is the one thing, the one word, the one phrase that we're going to write on this balloon, and then I'm going to pop it and take the life out of it. So
I like it.
Can erase that from their mindset.
Yeah. My one word. Am I ready now or not?
Once I blow it up.
Okay, once you blow it up, all right, cool.
My lungs all right.
I see.
I've been doing cardio.
Your cardio. You ain't skipping your cardio. I like it. My one word is going to be actually two, but it's bullshit. I told y'all I cuss a lot. I.e. excuses, man. And I think what stands between you and who you want to be are the excuses that you're telling yourself as to why you can't be that person. That's it.
That's good. I've already started wiping it off, man. 'Cause we're going to take the life out of that thing.
I love it.
I appreciate it, man. Tell people where they can find you, how they can train, and all your social media.
Yeah, man. You can find me on any social media platform at the Gerell Webb, GerellWebb. That's where you can find me at.
Good. Anything you want to tell people that they need to do for 2022 in terms of keeping that summer body right? It's about to be March.
It's
so
about to be March,
y'all ain't
man.
got long.
If you ain't started, you might want to go ahead and
might be behind.
Might want to go ahead and jump on in there, man. But no, seriously, man, stop making excuses, man. Like nobody wins from that. Nobody wins from making excuses. Not even the people that are dependent on you, not you dependent on you, not your future self. Nobody wins from excuses. So stop making excuses and go ahead and get what you need to get done. Simple.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate you.